Most people think estate planning is simple. They think, sign the trust documents, and you're protected. But here's the uncomfortable truth. A trust can be perfectly written and still completely fail. Not because the law is broken, not because you did something wrong, but because you were never told what actually makes a trust work. Today, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 trust mistakes that quietly break your plan, even when you think everything is done. And before we jump into the list, let me ask you something. If you were forming a business, would you stop after filing the paperwork, or would you make sure the structure actually functions? Because that's the same mistake people make with trusts. They treat trusts like documents, when in reality, trusts are systems, and a system that isn't properly built and maintained will collapse quietly. Welcome to Corporate Citizens LLC, a full-service accounting and finance firm built to help everyday Americans make the transition from employee to employer and onward to investor. We help business owners and families structure things the right way, legally, so they can access the same advantages used by Fortune 500 companies, the same companies that often pay little to nothing in taxes. And in today's video, we're breaking down the top 5 trust mistakes that quietly break your plan. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1 is the biggest one: creating a trust, but never funding it. A lot of people believe that once the trust documents are signed, the estate plan is complete, but a trust that isn't funded is basically like buying a safe and never putting anything inside it. Here's the rule: a trust only controls assets that are properly transferred into it, or titled in the trust's name. If your assets stay in your personal name, the trust may have zero authority over them. And here's why this breaks your plan. If the trust isn't funded, probate may still be required, your family still faces court delays, instructions may not apply to key assets, your estate becomes public, and incapacity planning may fail. This is one of the most common trust failures professionals see after someone passes away: a beautiful trust with nothing inside. Funding a trust is not one step, it's a process. Real estate needs deeds properly retitled and recorded. Bank and brokerage accounts must be registered correctly. Business interests require updated operating agreements and records. Personal property may need assignments, and even beneficiary designations must align with the strategy. Because paperwork alone doesn't build protection, structure does. Mistake number 2: transferring the wrong assets into the trust. The most common example: vehicles. People are told, put everything into the trust. But that advice ignores liability. Cars are one of the most common sources of lawsuits, and accidents can create major liability exposure. If a trust owns a vehicle, and that vehicle is involved in an accident, the trust can become a named defendant, and plaintiffs' attorneys may view the trust as a deeper pocket. That means litigation can expand beyond the accident itself. Now, there isn't one universal rule that vehicles can never be owned by trusts, but experienced advisors look at state-specific liability laws, who drives the vehicle, insurance coverage, and whether the trust ownership provides any real benefit. A safer approach in many cases is keep vehicles in individual ownership, carry strong insurance, add an umbrella policy, and structure the estate plan around safer asset transfers. Trusts are excellent tools, but they are often poor owners of high liability assets. Mistake number 3 is one of the most misunderstood. You ask for a trust because you want protection, but what you receive is a revocable living trust. A revocable trust can be great. It helps with avoiding probate, maintaining privacy, managing assets if you become incapacitated, simplifying transitions after death. But here's the issue. During your lifetime, assets in a revocable trust are usually still treated as your assets. That means they're often reachable by creditors, included in your taxable estate, and not shielded from lawsuits. So what doesn't a revocable trust do? It generally does not provide true asset protection, shift taxes, protect assets from lawsuits, remove assets from your estate. The word trust makes people assume protection, but the type of trust matters more than the word itself. If you want protection or tax planning, you often need an irrevocable strategy, proper funding methods, and real ongoing compliance. Once again, Paperwork isn't protection. Structure is. Mistake number 4 is overfunding the trust, especially through gifting. Some people transfer large amounts of wealth into a trust casually, as a gift, without understanding tax reporting rules, loss of control, valuation disputes, or liquidity problems. Even when no immediate tax is due, improper transfers can create future tax exposure or audit risk. A big misunderstanding is, people think, I'm under the exemption, so I'm safe. But the exemption amount changes over time, and reporting still matters. And state rules may apply differently. Professionals often avoid gift everything planning because it removes assets permanently, reduces flexibility, increases audit and valuation risk, can unintentionally shift tax burdens. Instead, advanced planning often uses structures like installment sales to certain trusts, promissory notes with interest annuity-style arrangements. Those methods can transfer value gradually, reduce upfront tax exposure, preserve cash flow, create documentation support. A trust isn't a dumping ground, it's a legal structure, and it must be treated like one. Mistake number 5 is a big one. Treating life insurance like an investment. Some people are told, you need life insurance for a trust to work. Or worse, this policy is the best investment you'll ever make. And a lot of that advice comes from people earning huge commissions, not from professionals coordinating the full financial picture. Let's be clear. Insurance is insurance. Assets are assets. Investments are investments. They do different jobs. Yes, permanent life insurance can have cash value. And yes, you can borrow against it. But borrowing against an asset is not unique to life insurance. You can also borrow against stock portfolios, real estate, business assets, and cash-flowing investments. What usually gets left out of the insurance pitch is opportunity cost. Many policies are marketed as 3 to 4% guaranteed growth plus a 2 to 3% dividends, but people don't always realize only part of your premium grows. A significant portion goes toward commissions, fees, mortality charges, and operating costs. It can take years before the cash value reflects what you paid in. Compare that to other assets. Real estate historically appreciates around 3% a year. But if you put 20% down, that growth applies to the full property value, meaning your invested capital can effectively see much higher returns. And the stock market historically returns around 10% annually over long periods. Life insurance isn't automatically bad, but it's often misused. Where life insurance does make sense is when it provides liquidity to pay estate taxes, money so a family doesn't have to sell real estate, insurance of equal inheritances between heirs, and funding for business buy-sell agreements. It provides certainty for future obligations. That's what insurance is designed to do. Transfer risk. Provide certainty, not outperform the market. So if someone tells you, that trust requires life insurance, or this is your best investment, ask, what problem does this solve? What's the cost? What's the opportunity cost? And how is this person being compensated? A good plan starts with goals, not products. So to recap, the top 5 trust mistakes that quietly break your plan are: 1. Creating a trust, but never funding it. 2. Transferring high liability assets like vehicles into the trust. 3. Getting a revocable trust when you needed real protection. 4. Overfunding the trust through gifts without strategy. 5. Treating life insurance like an investment instead of a tool. Most trust failures don't come from bad intentions. They come from incomplete planning and confusing paperwork with outcomes. If you want help building the right structure, Corporate Citizens LLC is here to guide you through the transition from employee to employer and onward to investor. For personalized assistance, visit becomeacorporatecitizen.com or call 516-476-8204. The information provided in this video is for general informational and educational purposes only, and does not constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. Every individual situation is unique, and specific advice tailored to your circumstances is necessary to ensure compliance and effectiveness. For personalized assistance, please visit becomeacorporatecitizen.com or call 516-476-8204 to consult with one of our professionals. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our weekly insights on business, tax, finance, and investing. We'll see you in the next one.